Do you ever doom scroll on Instagram or TikTok and see all these musicians and bands trying to make you listen to their music by doing the most banal trends that you see every other band doing? Oh, guess who our drummer is? Oh, did we just write the song of the summer? Oh, check out how many notes and random sounds I could fit into a 20-second video. Oh, how many mistakes are you gonna make tonight? When enough of this bombardment of the same overstimulating and unoriginal content keeps showing up in feeds, it makes a lot of people, like me, start to tune out. That's probably why so many people found it such a breath of fresh air when these guys showed up.
No.
Okay, so if you're already burnt out on seeing these guys all over the place, I get it, but I have a point to make that I haven't seen anyone else really make in relation to them. And also, if you have some kind of demand avoidance keeping you from wanting to check them out, I'm kinda with you. But I hate to admit it, they're actually really good. What I hope people take from the success of Angine de Poitrine is that they didn't do what everyone else was doing in order to stand out, but rather that they got successful because they weren't doing what everyone else was doing. I recently had someone try and tell me that they were doing this specifically in order to go viral, but a simple look beneath the surface makes it blatantly obvious that that isn't true. The costumes come from having been double booked for a show in their hometown, and they made them in order to trick the venue owner into thinking they were different people. They'd been wearing these costumes for years, with only a couple of videos posted on YouTube before the KEXP performance that just so happened to hit the algorithm the right way. This whole thing wasn't manufactured, it was just lucky. The people watching came to see what the hell these weirdos were doing, and stayed because of how interesting and tight the music was. Here's a bit of harsh truth for some people. Copycats are annoying. It's pretty obvious that every time something goes viral that there are people who try to hop on the trend by attempting to do the same exact thing. This almost never works. It makes sense why people try to copy something other people are doing for attention. It's natural to want to do it to be recognized, but it misses the fundamental point of why the people who made it big doing it got so popular to begin with. It's because it was fresh. The moment you start to try and copy it is the moment it starts to go stale. If you want to stand out from the crowd, you have to do something to stand out from the crowd. You can't do something that you've already seen hundreds of bands already do and expect it to do you any favors. We have to do it because everyone else is doing it that way. Well, is it working for them? Do you truly remember anyone who you've seen following these trends besides anyone that you already knew beforehand? Tell me 3 bands that you've seen on Instagram come into your feed that you actually started listening to because you saw them hop onto one of these trends. Posting for mass appeal and following these trends isn't the way to build a real fan base. You're only appealing to the lowest common denominator. And if you appeal to the lowest common denominator, what you get is the lowest common denominator. The kinds of people who only listen to music or watch things to put on in the background to have something to fill the space. Not people who actually give a damn about the artistic merit of what you're making. It's impossible to know exactly what the algorithm is going to show people. The only thing you can do is try to make what you do more likely to be viewed by more people, but you can't be certain it will actually do anything for you. Believe me, I've tried. This channel is an ongoing experiment. Some things hit when you don't expect them to, and some things flop that you thought would resonate. You never know. Speaking of, if you like what you see, like this video and consider subscribing to my channel. You may be saying, Vico, what about all those bands that hopped on trends back in the day? All those hair metal bands that sounded the same, all those nu metal bands that sounded the same, all those pop punk bands that sounded the same. those bands were able to make it by chasing popular trends. To that I say, they made it because of label backing. A lot of these bands were bands from a local scene that were maybe better than their contemporaries, but were playing music that sounded a lot like other, more popular bands. So labels bought them up and astroturfed their success to an audience that just wanted more of the same. But how many people really remember the nu metal bands that came along later compared to Korn and Limp Bizkit? And the ones that came along later that are remembered more, like Slipknot and Linkin Park, actually had something unique that they were doing that the other nu metal bands weren't doing. Hence why some people don't even think of them as nu metal bands. The best card you can play is trying to think ahead of the curve. Where is the untapped potential? Instead of asking what is everyone else doing, ask yourself what is everyone else not doing. The band Silly Goose is a band that has grown a following by doing guerrilla tours, playing in a trailer in parking lots, and playing at fast food restaurants. Electric Callboy mixed metal and techno together with a humorous tone and got the world to dance to metal breakdowns. And they say Germans have no humor. Tala got me hooked with an incredibly creative music video with music unlike anything that I've heard any of their modern metal contemporaries make. The music video itself is obviously not a high-budget production, but that's the point. That's what makes it stand out, because it's genuine. In this world where we've been oversaturated with fakeness, both in terms of AI and with people acting like someone they aren't, what people crave is authenticity and substance. It's been proven again and again that people are hungering for something different from what they're being given. Movie studios have been playing it safe for over a decade at this point, hashing out new sequels to existing intellectual properties to play it safe. But just recently, 3 movies directed by people who got their start on YouTube just embarrassed the newest Star Wars related movie at the box office. People came to see movies that had real substance made by people who actually had a story to tell. To those who think that it's not worth it to care about making anything anymore with AI and social media algorithms, now might actually be the worst time ever to trend chase and the best time ever to work on something truly original. So, I don't think you should care about social media trends and virality, because more people will truly vibe with what you're doing if you're just being authentic to yourself. Of course, you can take inspiration from what you see, but don't try and copy it exactly. Also, understand that what you make isn't for everyone. If you try to make something that appeals to everyone, you end up making something that's for no one in particular. What's fulfilling about that? In a world that's sick of everything being formulaic, do something that's interesting. Mix 2 genres of music together that no one in their right mind would put together. When you share it to the world, don't care if people call it cringe. Let the accusations of being cringe fuel you rather than deter you, because at least you're doing something different. Peace out.